I guess it's live time. It's 8:30. Might as well go live. Looks like we already have a few people here. Ginger Down Under, Celine Driver, Traps here, Todd's here, 4 o'clock Crowns here. I was just checking out the Discord. I haven't been on a whole lot today. Checking out the Random Rob Discord chat. There's stuff going on there. Let's see. Bean Boys here, Tennessee Mike, Floridian, Mark joining. So a lot of the regulars for sure. Nothing like a live to cure that post-vacation blues. Um, it's funny to look at. I gotta share this. Let me see. Share screen, window, share. So this is in the Discord, and Ginger Down Under, who is in the chat, just posted up a picture of him looking out his patio, and he's on the laptop looking at the Discord, and then somehow he's on the live stream too, probably maybe on his mobile device or something. So pretty cool for sure. Pretty cool. The Discord is always a good time. Let's see. Is there anything in the new news reviews? Let's see. We built the best watch ever. It says Trex Labs. I haven't looked into that. We got something new from Spinnaker. Second hour Gin Diver. Looks like new colors. Actually, that first stage watch that I purchased is a sister company to that second hour watch. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Farrah's got a bunch of new stuff. Yeah, usually guys are pretty on top of this stuff. So anytime something new comes out, this stuff's, a few days old here. So anyway, let's look at the chat. So let's see. Michael's here, Anonymous Watch Guy, Madison, New York. Kevin's checking in from sunny Florida. Ginger Down Under says he's going back and forth between screens. That's why you got to have multiple screens. That's why I have a couple screens going. Marty's asking thoughts on the Christopher Ward lipstone. I still have that's this one, right? Is that not this one? Is this the one you're talking about? Or is it a different watch? Maybe it's a different one. I'm not up on my Christopher Wards. Weeby's here. Good evening. Haven't made it in a while. Thanks for joining. Maybe I should bring up Christopher Ward. Let me go back to share screen. Accept all cookies. That's the Trident Pro 300. Nice little color there. Oh, Todd confirmed that's the Christopher Ward we're talking about. Yeah, I dig it. I haven't been wearing it, partly because it's not mine. I need to reach out to Christopher Ward and see if they want it back or if I can keep it or what the deal is. That's a really good looking new color, it looks like, from Ward, but I'm not typically into the blue so much. Trap, is that new Cincinnati watch on their website, or is that something you're just privy to? Let's go to, we scroll down. That white with the blue on the GMT looks pretty good. I cannot lie. Looks like Manny's joining us. Check out the Bertucci all-lume case. Yeah, Michael, yeah. The Bertucci is overall a really good watch and everything, but yeah, when they do like a full lume case, full lume dial, or whatever they're doing, it's a bit much. I agree. It's not something I would wear. If you're a lume junkie, then it's kind of fun. It's cool, but I don't see myself rushing out to purchase one. Todd says his only gripe with Christopher Ward is their color range is fairly basic, as you have like one of their coolest ones. But it is a white dial that you have. Yeah, on certain models, they tend to go. It's funny because I can't say they tend to go safe because look at the 12X titanium. That is clearly not safe, right? Even the C1 Moon Glow could be considered not safe. And the Bel Canto, they were taking a huge risk with that. It definitely paid off. And they had to have known for the most part it was going to be a success. But That's pretty cool. The Lunacy. They got some new colors with the ice cream 12s. Those are pretty fun. But yeah, they're standard like dive watches and everything like that. They tend to keep them a little safe. We go to, let's see, dive. Is the bel canto worth it? It is if you love it, but a lot of people are indifferent on it. So it's the bel canto is weird because it's like there's the bel canto fans, there's people in between that are just kind of indifferent, and then there's a whole nother camp that are just like it's cool, but like I didn't need to own it sort of thing. So that blue is a good looking blue. I haven't really seen a whole lot of people mess with that particular palette. That's a pretty good looking blue for sure. That's right, Todd. Go put on the snow leopard. And that's actually a pretty good colorway there too. I like that. Not my jam. I wouldn't buy it, but I have to admit that is a good looking watch. I like the way the gradient is with the teal blue color, and then that pop of yellow. It's not like a traditional yellow. Hey, MM10 is here. Bronze is good. White Dial Classic. I mean, that would be an instant no-brainer for me. What I have not seen from Christopher Ward yet, and I've talked to Michael Pearson about it a little bit, is doing just a really good clean orange dial. Basically, this watch, 42 millimeter, Christopher Ward C60 Trident Pro, black ceramic bezel, just like that, and go full orange dial would look really good. Joe said he ordered the pool blue. Is that what that new blue is called? Is that called the pool? That makes sense. Oh yeah, it does. Pool blue. That's a perfect name for it. That looks good. Yep. That's a good looking blue. That's a clean looking watch. Date at the 6 o'clock, color match date wheel. The white print, still fairly legible. I mean, it would be more legible if it was a white wheel with the black, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Great loom. Just a very good fitting one. And this is this the 42? Yeah, it's the 42. That's that's a that's a good one. You don't like the Trident counterweight. I love the Trident counterweight. I think it's so cool. Maybe one day Zelos will be as good as Christopher Ward. Yeah, they're just at different levels. I don't think they necessarily need to be as good as or comparable. They're just different. Is there anything else that catches my eye? Greg sends me a picture of Loom on his San Martin as I'm doing the live stream. Thanks, Greg. Let's see. That's 38. So then you got 42, 40 mil, 38 mil. So a lot of good options from that brand for sure. Oh, let's see. Manny is asking, other than the Random Rob Notice, what's the best Destro out there under $1,000? There's actually some solid choices. Like I just showed, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. And I think there's some left, Manny, but like legit, I'm actually kind of digging this. It's the Draken Peregrine. And this is a full loom dial. Let me bring it up on screen. Let me show you what I'm looking at. No thanks. Okay, so there's the Draken. It's still on pre-order. It's got a really cool Miyota movement in it. It has a power reserve indicator, which is also loomed, and then you have the splash of colors. And that's why this one looks so good on the strap habit blue, because it pulls the blue from the dial, which you could do on the black dial one or the white dial full loom dial, the one that I have. So, and there's a bunch more Destros that are also really good options. But for $550, I'm digging this one. Then you have your dial layout options. So you can go more of a pilot style of the version B, or you can go version A where it's just, the cardinal positions 12, 3, 6, 9. 6 is interrupted. But the other, let me see. What do I have for Destros? This one is also a Destro. It's the Vero. My son just texted me. My son and I have both been looking at like different Toyota and Lexus SUVs, and I'm like obsessed with the Toyota FJ Cruiser. I've owned one before, but like I'm toying with the idea of getting another one. And I keep veering, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get a Lexus GX 470 or 460. And then I look at the Forerunners, but the Forerunners are cliche. I want to do something different. Then I look at the JDM Prados with the diesel, and then I always circle back to the FJ Cruiser. I'm like, I just love the way they look. Are they practical? No. Are they the best layout that Toyota makes? No. But it's just so dang cool looking. But yeah, this is technically a Destro as well, Manny. And I can't think of any others off the top of my head, but I know there are more. Oh yeah, Rolex Addict. The Citizen ProMaster Fugu is actually a legit Destro, and I used to own those, but I got rid of those. And there is Dane says the FJ is fun, the Lexus is boring. But yeah, but the Lexus has a V8, which is kind of cool. Let's go. Can we bring up Citizen Fu? Can we just bring those up? I'd go to Saltzman's, but I want to see if there's any crazy limited edition ones. I think you would like this watch, Manny. Yeah, I think you really would if you haven't tried one, because it's a little bit bigger, but it still wears really good. Like maybe touch over the SKX. Yeah, see, and they have a lot of options. There might even be some JDM options, and look at their price points. They're under $500. This one's pretty cool. I'm not sure if I like the black case, but it is going to be a full lume dial, I bet. Yeah, it's full lume dial. Plus, and well, I'm not going to go into explain that. Plus, they come with these cool little scuba tank display things, which you'll never use. It's just a cool watch. Yeah, I had this one. I don't want to rebuy it, and I had this one. But that white dial is actually really clean. That's a straight up just clean looking watch. Have I reviewed that? What is that? Hold on a second. I'll look at comments in a second. Let me look at if I've reviewed this model. Citizen. What is the part number or the model number? NY 0150-51A. Oops, not SA. SA. Okay. I have not reviewed that watch, so I'm going to review that watch. I'm going to reach out to one of my Citizen authorized dealers. I'm going to get that watch in because I want to see that watch. I might buy it. So that's pretty cool. Paul says he picked up one in Chicago wind up. Ginger Down Under says he loves his V8. What model do you have, Ginger? Fugu, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Citizen make a Toyota Land Cruiser Special Edition, I think. I know G-Shock did. I don't know if Citizen did. Oh, there's another one. You can get the Wise Hitman full lume with left crown. That's another good option. Oh, you have the Nissan V8. I don't know about that model. Anyway, yeah. Let me hold on a second. You guys just talk for a second. Let me text my son back. I was able to hang out with my son this weekend. He was best man at one of his best friends through I think like kind of elementary, high school, and then all like they didn't go to the same college, but they kept in touch really, really tight. So he was the best man at his buddy Josh's wedding this weekend. We all went to. It was super cool. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, you know what? They are still using the 8,000, aren't they? So if you Ren, I don't even know how to say what your username is. Wishes they had the 9,000 series movement because I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's the 8204. but you can still hack it and you can hand wind it and everything like that. So, I mean, I don't really care. It's still a solid movement. Oh, my son legit wants to have like a full on conversation here. Let me there. I just told him I was on a live stream. I'll talk to him in a little bit. So yeah, what are we talking about here? You can get a wise. Let's see, Nissan shows a ProMaster. Only the titanium ProMaster, the Challenge Diver, has a 9,000 series movement. Yeah, V8 Land Cruisers are Australians. Ram of F series. Okay, and then there's a lot of the JDM ones, which are the Prados, like the Toyota Prados. They're like the Series 90 Land Cruisers. They have a 4-cylinder, 3-liter turbo diesel. I was looking at those too. Let's see here. First luxury piece. Would you go with the MM300 Doxa Sub 300T or the U50 As much as I am a Seiko fanboy, unless you're used to like wearing like really good Seiko watches, out of those three, I mean, I know you picked two different Zens, but the Zen is a really cool option because it's gonna. All right, let me back this up. The MM300 is gonna give you straight up like luxury Seiko vibe. So if you're a Seiko fanboy, it works. The Doxa Sub 300T is going to be one of the best tool watches that you ever wear, in being that it kind of flirts with being a little bit nicer, but also kind of tooly. Now the U50 is definitely going to be the highest quality control and quality overall of those three watches, in my opinion. So that's why a lot of people are going to say Zen, but it's almost like, buying a Lexus versus a FJ Cruiser, right? I don't want to use that comparison, but do you really want the watch to be absolutely perfect? Because you think you do, but and it kind of goes to my topic of this live chat. Don't forget the journey. Hidden meaning behind that is basically I have the Doxa and I have a Seiko SKX. I have a bunch of Seiko 5KXs. I enjoy wearing the SKX and the 5KXs just as much as I do the Doxa. And I don't own the Zen. I have owned Zen. And I don't know that I've ever owned an MM300, but I have owned like the higher end Tunas and some other higher end Seikos. And sometimes you can't look at a pros and cons list when buying a watch and be like, this one makes the most sense. Like, you can't do that when you're buying a watch, at least at our level. If you're one of the 88 people watching this live stream, odds are it's more of a emotional thing and you just like connect with it, like a second kind of cool type thing. So it's really just going to go with what one really resonates. Which one do you constantly swing back to? Like I said earlier, like I look at the Forerunner, the FJ Cruiser, the Lexus. And I always swing back to the FJ Cruiser, and it's the ugly duckling. It doesn't make sense, but I like it. So let's see. Evan says you're awesome. The 15.4 millimeter is a bit scary, but I promise you it would actually wear good if you size it right. Took a peek at all of them the other day in the store, and the MM300 is gorgeous, but a monster, especially on my 6.75-inch wrist. It probably would be. I'm confident you could pull it off, but with a 6.75-inch wrist, the Zen would definitely work, and the MM300 would work because the lug to lug on the lug to lug on all of those is actually fairly short, but the thickness is what's going to get you. You could also look at, if you have access to the Doxa lineup somewhere, if you're down in Florida, exquisite timepieces would be my choice. But if you have access to the Doxas, the Beta series one is actually really cool too, because it's even thinner. So I did a video on that. But even the regular one, like the 300T, like I have, is totally fine, because what it does is, let me grab it and I'll show you. It's kind of hard to explain. I think I showed it when I was doing the comparison with the beta, because what essentially happens is, see how you have the case back protruding down below the mid case. The beta doesn't have that, but all that really does, in my opinion, it actually kind of makes it comfortable in its own way. Yeah, Tennessee Mike said the U50 would work as well, and I agree. So what happens is when it's on wrist, it actually pushes the cushion case off your wrist a little bit. So it's weird because it hovers it above your wrist, and really it's only the case back that's being supported by your wrist. Uh, at least unless you have like more, chunkiness to your wrist, but it actually makes it pretty dang comfortable. Like, people always talk about the taller case backs doesn't make sense and you'd rather have it flat. But the more watches you wear and you really pay attention, you don't necessarily want the entirety of the watch resting on your wrist. Some watches that works, some it doesn't. I think with the Doxa, you can go either way, but for me, I kind of prefer the 300T over the beta, even though the beta is thinner. Let's see. I'll just look at your Doxas are honestly just uber cool. And they are uber cool. In the I mean, I know there's a bunch of like knockoff ones, but in the watch community too, like the Doxa is just iconic, right? The Seiko is too, and the MM300 always has been, but really in the Seiko lineup, you'd almost be better off getting a Willard or an SKX, because to me those two watches are more iconic than the MM300, and they're less money too. And then the Zen, yeah, that's a. I think you work your way up to the Zen. I don't. If you haven't owned the other ones, I think you do some different Seikos and a Doxa, and then you work your way to the Zen. Yeah, Dane agrees with me, but Dane's a Doxa fanboy. He's owned Doxas for a long time. He's got some cool models as well. So yeah. Well, okay. So there's another topic. I mean, if we're going to use other people as a reference, Doxa out of I can't. Well, see, this isn't going to be fair. Seiko guys collect a lot of Seikos, but you're not going to see a bunch of MM300s necessarily. But you will see a bunch of Seikos. Like, I own a bunch of Seikos. There's a bunch sitting back here. And then the Doxa fanboys, they'll buy basically almost the same model. You might get a 1200 or 1500, but you'll get different colorways. Like, Doxa fans will collect multiple Doxa, and then like the Clive Cussler is another really cool option. Actually, I'm assuming you've already fantasized or looked at all these too. Okay. Todd brings up another point. Until the Zen U50, until they release the adjustable clasp for that model, which I think they were doing, weren't they? They had worked on that. Okay, so let me share screen again, and let's go over to Exquisite because they carry Doxa. Let's go brands, Doxa. They just have some really cool ones. And then if you do not want the polished bezel like I have, which will scratch up, and you guys aren't wrong either. The people that are saying this, C-Stern is basically a really good Doxa alternative. Now, just like I bought a Christopher Ward 42 millimeter Trident Pro to kind of see if I was going to like the size of the newer Seamaster 300. And that kind of worked because I was able to wear it. You could literally do the same thing like Calico Basin was saying. You could pick up the C-Stern, a couple $100, try it out, and it's going to give you a pretty good representation of what a 300T would be like on your wrist. The 300T is better, so keep that in mind, but it'll give you like a little bit of a vibe with it anyway. But if we go back over here, the Doxa Army is really cool. I've owned one of those before. Actually, when I first came out, I didn't get it on bracelet, but I really like the Doxa Army just because of the way it looks, but also has a ceramic bezel insert, so you're not going to get all that scratching on this polished stuff. So I could see picking up another Doxa. And then there's the Clive Cussler one too. I think if I bought another one, I'd have to pick up one of these armies. And I would do it a little bit different, so it's not technically a rebuy. For one, when I bought mine, I didn't buy it on bracelet. And then you can either do the bronze bezel, which I think is just uber cool, paired up with the green. I don't think I could do the stainless one. I'd have to do the bronze one. That's just a cool looking watch. Yeah. I'm trying to I'm trying to pick another watch. I'm in a weight loss thing right now too, so I might set some goals for myself, and I need to pick a watch. And then when I hit a goal, I might purchase one. Yeah, the new Doxa Clive Cussler is freaking awesome. Quite frankly, it looks better than the previous one, in my opinion, based on facts. Von Krull says, I've adopted the G-Shocks don't count policy, which open up some space. Yes. And that is why, sir, you need to get one of these challenge coins that confirm that you are in the camp where G-Shocks do not count, unless it's an MRG. I mean, come on, they're like a few $1,000s. It might need to count. But I was talking to a buddy that had to recently count all of his G-Shocks because of an unfortunate incident that he's dealing with. But turns out he's got a lot of G-Shocks. So, and if the majority of your watches are G-Shocks, maybe they do count. Calico says, Rob, that explains the irrational Doxa love, low blood sugar. Nah, man, I've been keeping up with everything. My blood sugar's good. Everything's good. Water. I have not been drinking, just water. Let's see. Fedora John says, Bay Area crew, literally, we're talking about this Saturday. G-Shock and vintage watches don't count. Vintage watches don't count. Interesting. Probably the same type of model. Like if you're going to get vintage watches that are pretty like affordable, then yeah, maybe they don't count. But if there's some vintage watches out there that get quite expensive, they kind of need to count. I noticed that Nate Dogg just picked up the black version of the Synchron Army. Now I've owned both of those before, and those are super, super cool. And what I love about the Synchron more than anything is it's kind of a spite watch because they did that before Doxa came out with this model. So it was kind of like, hey, are you going to freaking get going with us or what? Well, they answered. They did their watch finally. Tennessee Mike says gifted watches don't count. Interesting. Well, I get gifted a lot of watches, so I have a lot of watches that don't count. Really frees me up to buy some watches. Now, you guys, all right, hold on, back up. You guys are making too many rules. You can't just make any rule you want. Vintage Rolex doesn't count. Cheap vintage Zelos don't count. Breitling don't count. Yes, all right, back it up, guys. They count. G-Shocks don't count. That's the only one. Everything else, you guys are going to have to spin another way. Nate Dogg says, can I kind of get a Doxa coin now? Absolutely. Why would you not? It's a spite. It's the spite watch in coexistence with Doxa. Like it's 100%. Let's see. Rules don't count. Tennessee Mike just dropping the mic. Watches I don't wear on my non-dominant hand don't count. Yeah, you guys are crazy. You've been hanging out with me too much. You can just start spinning things to just make sense and just do whatever the heck you want. You can't do that. Sunday flipper watches don't count. I haven't done a Sunday fun day in a while, and I actually have. Oh shoot, that reminds me. I'm supposed to send a watch back to Nathan. What the heck watch was that? Oh, I think the Steinhardt. I need to get this out and remember to ship this. I'm gonna forget. I gotta write this on my board, guys. Hold on. Nathan Steinhardt. I need to ship that out after the live stream. I totally forgot about it until just now. That's the problem with trying to rely on just this. I think I have watches inbound to maybe throw together a Sunday fun day, but I have quite the busy schedule going, so it's going to be a minute before I am able to. Oh man, people are texting me like crazy. Before I'm able to throw together, it'll be like September, sometime in September after Labor Day. Let's see. Rolex Addict says Oris upcycle or a colored dial Christopher Ward diver for a fun luxury, semi-luxury diver. I like the upcycle, and you could. I like both those. Those are both good options. Let me think about that, because you can get the upcycle now in. Let me go. Let me share screen, because I'm pretty sure you can get the upcycle in the larger size finally, if I'm not mistaken, which kind of opens it up more to my interest. And the cool thing about the upcycle is you can almost hunt for them in the sense that no two are going to be alike because the way the dial is made. So if we look at the Oris Aquas and we go to the upcycle, and do they even have it? I had just seen one somewhere. I don't remember where. Might have been at my local store. So there's the 36 millimeter. You know what? Maybe it's not out yet. Oh, there's the 41. I swear they brought it out in 43. 40. Oh, they did. But it's the caliber. Yeah. Okay. So that's actually, I don't know, is that too much? Is that more than what you were thinking? I guess I didn't realize they did it with the caliber 400. I wasn't paying attention when I checked it out in San Francisco. So it's $4,200. Probably get a discount on it. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. That's actually a pretty cool watch. Yeah, but the 43 is available, but with the caliber 400. I don't think you can get it without the caliber 400, right? Am I wrong in that? They don't offer them both, right? Oh wait, is this a? Oh, they do. I'm an idiot. Okay. Yeah, so you could spend the big bucks, or you could cut the price in half, and you could just get that. Who did? Oh yeah, Calico did. Where's Calico's state? Or's downside is they do tank like a mofo on flips. So do the Christopher Wards. But if we're using both of those, forget about the flip, and maybe you buy one on the secondary market anyway, so you get the deal. But yes, 100%. That is 100% accurate. I love this one, but you're right. All the dials are unique. Some of them are actually kind of hard to read. You do have to hunt for the perfect one. So, but it's kind of a little like watch nerd geekiness part where you're just like, literally every one of these is a one of one just because of the uniqueness of the dial. I mean, this one's good. It's going to have probably the Salida SW, and it still has. Let me go here. Still has great warranty and everything like that. But if you have the funds, I think the caliber 400 would be the way to go. But I mean, if you just go by the retail price, what is it, $1,400 more? The caliber 400 is pretty sick. Plus, then it's all in house. Yeah, MM10 said owned one, sold it, paid flipper tax. For sure, you're going to pay flipper tax. For sure. But pretty dang cool. Oh, and then you were looking at the Christopher Wards too. I was looking at Seiko's. Let me go back to Christopher Ward. I don't know what Christopher Ward would you be looking at. Honestly, to kind of compare with that one, I'd almost look at this one. That one right there, the pool blue. Less money, period, no matter how you look at it. You love the Christopher. Oh, can you even get that one still? I'm not sure if is that one even still available. Oh yeah, right here. It's a 40 mil only, or is there a 42? That is a cool looking watch. Somebody in the Discord actually just sold one of those. I would go 42 though, and I'd go with the pool. That is a cool looking dial, but that pool one does look really good as well. It's just, yeah, you know what though? The dial isn't as dynamic. I see what you're, okay, I see. Yeah, it's just not as, it doesn't allure you in as much. Let's see. Todd says the Christopher Ward bracelet is better than the Oris simply because of the micro adjust. Yeah, I mean, just because of the micro adjust, I'll give you that. But the bracelet being better, I actually like the bracelet on the Oris more. And I'll just deal with it. Oh man, I got to sneeze. Hold on. Oh wow. Good thing I didn't do that into the mic. I felt that coming. Super professional over here, sneezing, sniffling, drinking water. I might as well get some pretzels. Yeah, the hunt looking for the right one, which you may never find, will keep you on the hunt and then potentially just get sidetracked and get something else. Thanks, Nate Dog. Appreciate it. And Chris, thank you. Calico said he's seen the boogies fly. No boogies in that, just allergies or something. I don't know. Yeah, the Oris bracelet is great. It has an excellent taper, and they kind of like just they smoothed out the edges a little bit more. The Christopher Ward is actually really good. It's a very good bracelet, but the Oris is just a little more like softer feeling. Christopher Ward has screw pins. Oris should be ahead of the curve on their bracelets, not behind it. And again, Todd, I know you're my rich friend, but I'm gonna kind of like debate that a little bit because I've had screw pins of all different, like not a ton, but it's happened to me where they'll back out. And I've never had a Christopher Ward one do it, but I've never had a pin and collar ever back out on me. And once I size a bracelet, I don't look back. I'm good. Von Cruel says Christopher Ward and Frederic Constant are both interesting to me. And again, both those are going to take a hit on the flip. The Frederic, you should be able to get a crazy good deal on. I think Christopher Ward is kind of starting to hold their own because their price points really aren't that bad. Just over $1,000. It's not terrible. So if you're a keeper, it doesn't really matter. My Christopher Ward 3-link bracelet is a fake. Oh, okay. There you go. Another good point. The Oris bracelet folds up in on itself. The Christopher Ward is a 3-link bracelet, but it's the outer links and the center link are tied together. So it's like one link. It's not individual pieces. Still really good bracelet. Don't get me wrong. That's simply not true, Dane. Have I done? I have done a video, but I haven't done one recently. So I did the split pin video, and that's like my most viewed video. And then I recently just did a screw pin video, which there's a ton of different style of screw pins. And I have done a pin and collar one on a Seiko Monster a long time ago, but I should do a pin and collar bracelet sizing on, say, something a little more challenging. Let's just say maybe an Oris or something. Let's see, pin and collar or the spawn of Satan. No, they're simply not. And you're just going to make me like them more. Yeah, see, pin and collar ain't coming apart. They don't come apart when you even want them to. See, that's why they're so good. That is why they're so good. All right. I'm learning a lot about watch depreciation, especially from the Discord. Yeah. Actually, let's take a look at that real quick. Let's jump over to, and Calico needs to go clean his beard. So you go do that. Let's go look at the Discord because I want to show you guys something. If you're ever wondering what a watch should cost, what a watch you should price at. Now, a lot of you guys in the chat are already in the Discord. Oh, MM10's already selling that. And I just sold him that watch. Should I rebuy it? I hardly even wore it. That Certina Super 1000 limited edition is a freaking awesome watch. The only reason I sold it, and a lot of the other watches, if you guys watch, which most of you guys don't watch my car content, but I was putting money aside to purchase a car, my brother's Camaro. So yeah, that's a killer watch. At $800, that's a killer watch. So definitely someone swoop that up. Let's see. Borealis Estral 300 GMT. Very cool watch. And Bean Boy only wants $275 for it. We got a nice Zelos there, but it's already pending. So we're just going to scroll on past that. $175. I stopped and looked at this one Hot Shoe was doing because I still haven't done a video on one of these, but he sold that for like 180 bucks. Some solid good prices here. The Seiko automatic tuna, the SRPA 79, 235. This Doxa already sold 750. It's the Doxa sub 200. These guys already sold a couple cocktail times. Let's see. Dane sold a Tudor chronograph. I didn't even see that one. So that's gone. So yeah, some legit good deals. I've been tempted on this one here, but I think I can. I mean, that's just me because of my contacts I have, but I think I can get that one for less. But this one he pulled from Japan, so it was an early release. We probably paid a premium for it. Hamilton Jazzmaster, 650. Some of these I don't recognize. Oh, Fedora Jet said he's sending me one of those Erebus, so I'll get a video on that one anyway. So I didn't need to buy it anyway. Keith is slowly lowering his price, and I know I am not the only one that is extremely tempted by this guy here. This Mule Glashute, what do they call it? The search and rescue watch. Very cool watch. I like the white full lume dial more, but for legibility, this black dial one is actually better. And the date magnifier, he's got the minute hand blocking it, but the date magnifier is on the bottom side of the crystal. Super, super cool watch. And he is only at $975 now. And those watches are, how much are those? Let me go here. That's a heck of a deal if I'm not mistaken. And I've never owned one of those. That's a $2,400 watch. And he's selling it for $975. So less than 50% off. And you could hit up Exquisite and order the bracelet if you wanted the bracelet as well. Because the bracelet is actually pretty cool too. But the rubber strap is actually super comfortable. But the bracelet's actually pretty cool too because it has like that same rubber textured down around it. And I don't remember what clasp it has. It's a weird, funky, cool watch for sure. Anyway, somebody should buy that. And that Certina, that's a killer deal. Calico's trying to sell this Vero, which I have one of those too. He's only 190 bucks. Those are limited edition as well. Christopher Ward 12, titanium for 1550. This watch for $295. I don't know how somebody hasn't bought this either. That's a very good looking watch. What else do we have here? Didn't sell that at $640. That's a super cool watch too. So 200T, Stewart's selling that already. Selling it for $1,000. And that sold. Thankfully, Nate Dogg put that up when I wasn't really paying attention because the Oris Big Crown Pointer Date Movember one would be the one. That's the one that I really like, and he sold it for $1,000. And they're super hard to get. There's not a lot of them. Traded off. Yeah, he already traded that. That was a super cool watch. I did the unboxing of that watch with Joe and the Badger in Fort Collins. Or no. Are we? Yeah, we're in Fort Collins, Denver. Or just outside of Denver. So a lot of cool watches here, guys. A lot of cool watches. I mean, heck, there's a Rolex Air King there. It's the Error King, the one with the 5 instead of the 05. The 116900, $7,000, and it comes with an extra link. So yeah, the full range of watches here. You'll see Timex. That's actually a really cool watch for $800 too. Look at the warmth on that bronze on that Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. That's a cool watch for $800. So many watches, so little funds. A lot of cool watches. That Omega sold, and it's already on another wrist. So yeah, sometimes you take a hit on the flip. I also agree with you on that. I really like their in-house movement. A hefty price point comes with it, but usually worth it. Dr. Bob's is here wearing the Brew 8-bit, which I think you bought that at the show the one time when we met up there. Let's see. Come on, Dane, we love you. Oh, is there love going on here? Okay, really like the rescue timer. Very scrolling back up. I just picked up the full loom. I sold my first watch ever on the Discord. Haha. Paul's gonna be a serial flipper now. He broke it. Let's see. Doxa selling low is a great example of the flip on Doxa. They dive more than 300 meters or 500 meters. $7,000. I'll buy a Volvo. Ooh, the old square body Volvo 240. That's awesome. That would be cool. And I don't know. Sometimes you can wear it on your wrist, or sometimes you can just drive it around. Depends on how you want to spend your money. Always, I'm not rich. I just make terrible decisions with watches. That literally, you could copy and paste that to most of us. Pretty much. Pretty much. That should be. Maybe that's a coin. Maybe that's a challenge coin. I'm not rich. I just make terrible choices. How does one flip watches? Did you have the Certina for sale right now? You've sold plenty of watches. I've bought watches from you. No, a lower 240 is not weird. It is not weird at all. All right, let me show you something. It's not going to be everybody's jam, but literally, that is killer looking. The old Volvo 240 square bodies slammed out are just sick. And I would dare any car guy to say that is not just, there's something about it that is awesome. If you disagree, I don't think we can be friends. They're just cool. Let's see. A lowered Coke machine though. Come on. Let's see. It's not a challenge. That's what I'm talking about. It is what you're talking about. Wagon version. Oh yeah, a buddy of mine, Turbo's Toy Box. He's got Fridays off, so there's a Haggerty. The Haggerty car insurance thing. They have a big headquarters like in Traverse City, and they do a car meetup every morning. It's like a Cars and Coffee, but they do it at Haggerty on Friday morning. Bunch of people that have Fridays off somehow. But Nate Duck says that looks like a snowplow. Kinda. You can if you get the right lip on there. But there's I forget the model number of it or what model it is, but it was I think, is it the V70R or something? It's like a pale yellow wagon, and it's slammed out. It's just a beautiful looking car. It has the inline five front wheel drive inline five turbo engine in it. Please tell me you're not kidding. You LS swapped a Honda Odyssey. If you seriously did that, we are best friends, because I love Honda Odysseys. This Volvo beats the older BMW 4-doors. 100%. 100%. I would love. The only other thing that would be really cool compared to the Volvo, but the Volvo is going to be, I don't know, still just a touch better, because the Mercedes, what was that more square body Mercedes? Yeah, will carry. I think it's the V70R. I think that's what it was. But it's front wheel drive, but still really cool. They used to make them into GTCC cars, Grand Touring Championship cars or something. Did anybody buy a Mimo hat? Oh my god, I forgot about those. I had noticed he posted them up on. Thanks for reminding me, Greg. I need to reach out to Mimo. What are your thoughts on the Frederic Constantine High Life Perpetual Calendar? It's under 10,000 francs, an affordable grail. I think if you're going to buy a Frederic Constant, you better get a heck of a deal on it, because like right here, Mimo's got them, and I know some of them are a little more special and everything like that, but definitely get it on a deal. Let's go look at his pre-owned. He's got a Panerai in there. Pretty cool looking Omega. 39 millimeter. So if you have a little bit smaller wrist, that would be a really cool watch. He's still got that Tudor. Ubo, Bramont, Hamilton. Yeah, I don't know where the hats are. I got to go to. We got to go over to Instagram, and then we have to search up. Is it this one? Yeah. So there's the hat. That is a super cool looking hat. I'm gonna get a hat from him after the live show. I'm gonna text him because I don't think he made very many. How many did he make? Special limited edition. I don't know if he said how many he made. It's got his Porsche in the background. It might be, if it's just that box, it's not a lot of hats. So I'm definitely picking one up. Yeah, you know what? And that's something that YouTube might change later in the future. You guys could post pictures or something. Do I have any watch brand hats? I have a ton. Are they all right there? Let me see. Yeah, I have like a bunch of watch brand hats. Like Marathon, Rolex, Longines, Tudor, Fair and Sweat, Colorado watch. That's a Lions hat. That's a Seiko hat. That's a Fortis hat. I can't show them all. I got a couple of Fortis hats. Oris. I got a couple of Oris ones. Yeah, I got a mess of them here. I got to set them somewhere. Set them there. And then I have my own hats too, which I just ordered more. Let's see. Yes, Will, exactly. You could see what he was doing there. Let's see. How that's an insane collection. How do we get these? Well, those ones I won't get rid of. But I have, like I said, I have my own hats. I don't have any down here. I think they're all upstairs, but I have a Tudor hat because I'm a fanboy. Yeah, the Tudor hat's actually pretty cool. It's where's it at? It's just a red shield. It's actually a pretty legit hat. I got that at a special Tudor event I went to. Let's see. They have Seiko hats on eBay. Yes, and there's so many different ones from Seiko as well. Like this one I have, it's very discreet, and it just says Pro Specs on it, and it's kind of more like an athletic type hat. It's almost got like a athletic type, and then it says Seiko on the back. So pretty cool hat. The Fortis hats are really cool. The Marathon hat I have is actually like a winter cap. So that one's pretty cool. And I don't know who makes it, but it's made in Canada, just like Marathon is. So you can't find those G-Shock guys anywhere. They don't pop up on eBay anymore. And I was just talking to a guy that kind of helped me find some. But they were like kind of like knockoff ones. Not kind of, they were knockoffs, but you had to build them. Oh wait, no, you can get them on eBay. There's a seller, and I think they come assembled. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here they're right here. Because I almost ordered some, but they're not real Casio G-Shock G-Men, but because the Casio didn't make them in all these colors. But I did message them because you can buy more than one and you get a little bit of a discount or whatever. But when you're buying it, you don't get to pick what color you want. So I messaged them and I said, well, how do I know what color? I want different colors, right? So they're like, oh yeah, you just tell us what colors you want. And I'm like, it seems kind of fishy, I guess. But you are protected with eBay. So if they don't send you the right thing, you're going to get a refund. So I totally forgot about this until you just mentioned that. I was going to order some more of these. So I might do that later on. I mean, they look pretty good, but they're going to be more like my my semi-transparent one, where you can tell it's not the same quality as the actual G-Shock one, but it is what it is. If you want to get them, that's pretty much how you're going to get them. 100%. Yeah, he does. At least a hat. I mean, a hat's pretty much one size fit all. You don't want to do shirts because then you got to deal with different sizes and stuff like that. But he should do a hat. That's a no-brainer. So he should definitely do a hat. And speaking of hats, where's it at? Oh, I don't even think I can show it. I don't have one. Okay, never mind. I'll have some, hopefully in the next week or two, I will be able to open up sales, unless they get all bought up in the Discord, which is a possibility, for the G-Shock coin, the Doxa coin. I'll hopefully that one turns out good. My expectations are high, so if it if it doesn't turn out, they're going to have to remake it. So, but anyway, the coins, I have more coins that I'm working on. I have some other little things I'm working on. I'm not going to open up like a store or do a web page or anything like that. It's just going to be like I'll drop a video, and when they sell out, they sell out. It's going to be small drops. Even like the hats I ordered, there's only going to be 30 of them, and I'm keeping one. So really, there's only like 29. So, and I think there was a couple other people I said they want them. I don't remember who it was because I didn't start a list. It's in my Discord though. Let's see. Dude in his watch says Jody pimps out he should. It's brand building, and he's done a very good job brand building. Yeah, coins, but they're like they're like challenge coins. So like this one, and then I have, actually there's more here. I have this one, but you can't buy this one. You can't get that one. That one's special. This is the company that makes them. And this Notice one, you had to buy the watch to get it. And then of course there's my monster one there. So, and this one's loomed. The Doxa one will be loomed too, but was it loom shot time? It's a little early, isn't it? We have Seiko, Grand Seiko, Omega, Doxa. That one doesn't have any loom, and then Citizen. Which that Citizen titanium chronograph is actually really cool. Loom it up. That was a weird little glitch. A glitch in the matrix. And then we have that. And then there's the loom. So yeah, we got all the way over to the left is the Seiko. The next one in is that Grand Seiko with the loomed bezel. You can see my coin is even loomed right here. This guy, that's loomed. That's my coin. That Christopher Ward laid flat. Doxa, traditionally not super bright, but still pretty cool. So I think the Seiko and the Grand Seiko are going to be the brightest, and maybe the Christopher Ward. So anyway, yeah, good loom. Rich coin in fake gold, maybe bronze. We need a loom. Tsunami. You know what? I will do one of my live streams coming up. I will do, I think I've done it in the past, but only the really strong loomed watches. So loom up your beard. Should I paint it with like phosphorus paint and loom it up? What happens? Does the UV light do anything to it? Oh, there we go. Yeah. I can loom up my beard. Heck yeah. You're welcome. I don't need to paint it. I just need a UV light. Cool. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next vid.